We'll be honest with you. The remote job market for African developers got brutal. Everyone is competing for the same positions, and most companies still have unconscious bias about hiring from Africa. But here's what nobody talks about. The developers who are getting hired aren't just better coders, they're playing a completely different game. Your portfolio is probably killing your chances bad. Most developers are still showing very basic apps, whether widget apps, movie API apps. All of these is no longer works. It's just boring. Instead, build solutions to real business problems. And guess what, developers? We have AI which can help you do this. I'll give you three projects that can actually get you attention. Number one, a dashboard that shows real business metrics, even if it's fake data. You can look for fake data, but just have a dashboard that shows real business metrics.
Another portfolio project that can make you stand out is an automation tool that saves money, that saves time and money. I'm going to break down what an automation tool is. An automation tool is a software that handles repetitive tasks automatically, eliminating manual work. Think of it as a digital assistant that does the boring, time consuming work so humans don't have to. In business, large businesses love this. Companies love automation because it directly affects their bottom line, saving them time, saving money, and leading to increased profit. When you show you can build tools that solve real business problems, you're speaking their language. Building automation demonstrates you understand the workflows, APIs, data processing, and systems integration, which are all super valuable skills. An example of an automation tool, you can think of a social media scheduler. Businesses spend hours posting content across platforms. A tool that schedules posts automatically across Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram can save these businesses a ton of time.
With this automation tool, how do you present it? Number one, you choose the problem. Pick something you've personally experienced or observed. Real problems are easier to solve authentically and you have more passion when doing it. Number two, design the workflow. Map out the manual process. What steps does someone do manually? What data do they need? What decisions do they make? What's the final input? And that and most important step that most entrepreneurs, most developers, most startups never reach is the MVP. This is the very simple basic application that just works as it needed and the core functionalities are working. Things simple as the input method, that's the form file upload, the processing logic, and the output method. Then step number four, add professional polish. Clean up the UI UX design, error handling, progress indicators, email notification, and basic analytics. Now, another super important thing is the UI UX design. You'll be shocked at how people judge your application based on your UI UX. You need to have a good design. And again, developers, you have AI nowadays to help you do this. You don't need to keep on writing the repetitive CSS code or the Tailwind CSS. You can just use nice prompts and actually put the code which needed. And how do I present my automation tool in my portfolio? Well, first of all, you create the case study format. That is the problem statement. An example could be small businesses waste 5 hours a week manually sending newsletters. You have a solution overview. Example, I built an automation tool that reduces this to 5 minutes. The technical details, architecture, APIs used, challenges solved. The results, an example, this demo client saved 20 hours a month and increased the engagement by 40%. And then the live demo, working version, so that they can test out your application. The key metrics to highlight are the time saved, money saved, error reduction, and the scalability. Why this will work better than the to-do apps, weather metric apps, Because if you can build an automation tool, it shows that you can build basic crude operation. Automation tool can solve real business problems and save companies money. And this is what companies need. I mean, what else does a company want? The automation tool shows you understand business needs and pain points, integration with external services, data processing and workflows, user experience for business users, and measurable impact in ROI. Even if your automation tool is simple, focus on the business value in your presentation. A tool that can save a company 2 hours a week is worth more than $2,000. You cannot imagine. You cannot imagine how helpful this is to a company. No matter how small your automation tool is, or no matter how small you think your idea is, if it can save a company hours, then you have nailed the part. You have done what is needed. Does this help clarify that what kind of automation tool would make a strong portfolio project? Let me know. The third portfolio project that you can have is a mini SaaS. Software as a service is a simplified version of subscription-based software that solves an actual problem. Think of ClickUp, Slack, Canva, Notion, but much smaller in scope, focusing on one core feature rather than trying to do everything. You can have a simple application that helps freelancers break down their projects into smaller tasks and actually manage their invoices. Why this is portfolio gold? Let me tell you, it shows business understanding. You're not just a coder, you can identify problems, build solution, and think about monetization. This is exactly what startups and tech companies want. They just don't want a coder who is in his or her coding cocoon. They want a person who can think in a design thinking manner. Another thing, it demonstrates full stack skills. You need the front end, the back end, the database, the payments, the user authentication, and the complete package. So it shows you are all rounded and you can actually be able to create or build something people actually want to use and pay for. Another example of a mini SaaS application is a freelance invoice tracker. Now, you can just build a simple dashboard to track the invoice status, the reminders, and calculate the taxes owed by the freelancer. Now, freelancers often lose track of which clients paid them and when their invoices are due. So by doing this, you're solving a real problem in the real world. While job hunting, start freelancing. Not for the money initially, but for the testimonials and credibility. Trust me, a 1 5-star review from a Western client is worth more than 10 or 20 personal projects. People are building tons of projects that actually are not helping them in landing jobs. Start with small projects, over deliver massively. As I said, focus on a project that you know is going to make a huge change. Focus on one project, start small, and make sure you over deliver these massively. Then use those testimonials in your job applications. Suddenly, you're not just a developer from Africa or from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Tanzania, from South Africa. You are a developer with a proven result for international clients. Most remote jobs never get posted publicly. They are filled through networks. Start engaging with tech communities and actually know people. It's easier to land a job through referrals and attracting clients through inbound. Creating content, creating tutorials, going out there, actually interacting with real life people and joining these communities is going to contribute a lot to your network. You should try to contribute to open source and share your learning journey every time. Everything you do, no matter how simple it is, post it on Twitter or LinkedIn. It might look simple, it might look like it's so basic, but it's actually going to help you attract the clients you want, attract the people you want, attract the connection you want. The goal here is not even to go viral, it's to be visible to the right people. One connection at a remote company is worth hundreds of cold application. And I learned this the hard way. Now, the reality check is, look, I'm not going to lie to you. This is still hard. You'll face rejection, sometimes unfairly, but the developers who make it aren't necessarily the best coders. And you'll be shocked, they are the ones who understand that landing a remote job is just 30% of your coding skills. Guess what is 70%? It's your positioning, presentation, and the persistence. This is what you mostly need. With this being said, if I helped you in any way, subscribe for more real talk about building a tech career from Africa or from any other continent. And if you have any advice, you can drop a comment and you can tell your story. Thank you. See you in the next video.